feast fit for an ogre, you notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat. You notice the blade is at an angle to the meat's grain. If you align the dagger with the grain, it should slip out easily. Thanks to your keen eye, the dagger glides smoothly out of the mystery meat.
Sabile.
You don't sleep well. Maybe you wake up because you know something.
Shit.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
Well, I was always curious how it looks.
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon. Thank you. Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mister, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent. I might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. And what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover. I am, after all, the villain of the tale. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
That's an euphemism.
Though not, I think, my methods.
Probably.
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
I like stories.
Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. His entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms. Until the day Mistra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mistra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. The book bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave.
Oh, right, Nether really like shadow weave.
Its claws. It's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep.
Nice. By rights, I should kill you. Nah.
We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this. It must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
Nah, you're a bro.
Once I'd step out of the protective aura of the artifact, it wouldn't be long before the Absolute overtakes me.
Oh, that's a bug.
I'd never let that happen, so I'd aim for a swift end.
I didn't
I
see
would
the
consume
scene yet.
some midnight tears and venture as deep into the Underdark as I possibly could, till they cloud my eyes forever. With a bit of luck, I'd manage to make it to a mind-flared colony, so that when the orb erupts, one loud, last song of vengeance would reverberate through the dark. Wouldn't be a heroic end, but coarsely poetic enough in its justice.
I like your attitude, though. You've got balls, man.
If having dangerous otherworldly objects stuck in your skin is wrong, then Gale and I both
Yeah,
have to go.
that was my point.
We're not really splitting up, are we?
No, we're not. I'm just curious.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you.
Smooth motherfucker.
I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down.
Yeah, Gale's bro.
I stand at a precipice. But if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice.
Oh, how I understand you, my friend. How do I understand you?
Ah, yes. Karsus.
I remember
Karsus
this.
was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistril, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like. To be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel. And with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistril sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistril, the end of Karsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more. An event that came to be known as Karsus's folly. If it takes the death of a god to stop you, I'd say your ambition has gotten somewhat out of hand. Not that I'm one to talk, of course.
Yeah,
Now,
bro.
so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. Try to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go. If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls.
Nice. He's a bro. Can you see that shit? Jesus Christ, that's ugly. Removed by aces. I didn't. Yeah. I read it, but I didn't. Nice. Good. Fuck you all.
Let's cook with fire, baby.
Hey.
Still alive. So
Beat
that's
one
progress.
motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Speak your name.
My master was human. Lord, if you are his ally, step forward and declare it. Only a what, thank you?
You remember stories of Zastam, a powerful lich in Thay who made deal.
You are no Zolkir. Tell me, why might one use, except if you could see anything in me, what would it be? No. This is my purpose. I know nothing else, but you cared to us. No others ever did. Thank you. Be welcome.
Smiling mirror.
Excellent choice.
Oh, so Gale can learn it right now.
Oh, shit-pilling toe rag! Never summon shovel, never feed shovel, now call shovel!
You recognize the tiny fiend, a quasit. Wicked creatures, often used as familiars.
Wait, you're not Illy? The blacksmith, the teacher, the grocer, the baker, little piggies to the butcher. So, you're Shovel's master now. Fine. Master Illy calls me Shovel. Don't like it? Change it. Don't care. So, what first, Master? Gutting locals? Raising the dead? Making them walk? Making them scream? Yes. Steal bodies, tear them, then Illy puts them back together. Again and again. When he wasn't horny for the book. Oh, book this, book that. He loves the book. Good with tongue. Good at cutting them out, too. Tell you secret. Illy weak. Illy never finish book. But Master can do it. Read book, conquer book. Yes.
Whoa.
What's
Aren't
up
you
for
good?
discussion?
The fuck? I didn't know you could fucking climb here.
Good morning. How do you feel? It'll pass. Just be glad I'm not a true vampire. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn. Like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers. Oh no. I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time. You're such a sweetheart. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
Well, we all have a monster inside us. Of one sort or
Yeah.
another.
I'd just better not wake in the night to find fangs at my throat.
I trust him a little bit.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty.
You're
To work
not.
together
You're an
as a
asshole.
team.
Maybe we could get him to wear a bell. Dissuade any nighttime prowling.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Really good dialogue.
I know what it is to hunger. And I know what it takes to keep that hunger under control. He's done that so far, despite his condition. So long as he sates his appetite elsewhere, I'm happy to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Weird that only he has a comment about it.
The creature's eyes roll back in its head, equal parts bliss and agony. her awful smell irresistible. And while her blood feast has filled her, the hyena is not yet sated.
Come, see, my flesh becomes new flesh.
You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. The realization hits you. That stench wasn't the dead. You can sense that the hyena's very flesh is desecrated. Her darling pups will not be of her own species. Gnolls bring forth their iniquitous litter from many corpsed wombs, including hyenas.
You know what? Let's fucking go. Oh, no, this is what? What? Fuck's sake. Matter.
You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still.
Good.
Whatever horrific creature was growing inside the hyena dies along with her.
It's what time? Oh my fucking god, let me guess. Yeah, this is gonna be problematic if she runs away. %. Why is this hyena so wisdomable? Or whatever the term is. What the hell?
Never seen that before.
Now you did.
I prefer it again, that's for sure.
Point.
Find the rest. Stop the infestation before it spreads.
Yeah. One died already. You're gonna have a bad time, buddy. A real fucking bad time. Hey, curse breaker. Hey, okay. Nice.
Can't give up now.
That went very good. I guess the combinations I do right now are getting really good. Or, you know, it was the fire wine barrel.
With a shock of psychic pain, the pack leader's mind clamps onto yours. You see yourself through her eyes, a pulsing red cluster of organs. Feast. No. The voice has forbidden this meat. Gnolls see your whole world as a meal. This voice is acting as a leash, but it won't hold them for long. A memory. The beast daubs the symbol of the Absolute on a cave wall in blood. Buried deep, a tadpole struggles to assert control against the ravenous chaos of her mind. As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Yeah, let's do this. Guidance.
Sensing your presence, the Gnolls tadpole writhes in ecstasy, echoing your command. Its host will feast on gnoll flesh to control the hunger, to keep her teeth from your throat. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
By the gods, you're a sweet sight. Are any of my crew still alive out there? This whole journey's been one grim sight after another. Gnolls, goblins, drow.
Risen Road's more dangerous than ever. You're the first friendly face we've seen since Eltergard.
We're bound for Baldur's Gate. Got some cargo to deliver. But we've a stop to make along the way. Joaquin's Rest. It's just up the road. I'd be enjoying a mug of ale right now if those beasts hadn't jumped us. Listen, you look like you know how to handle yourself. You should meet my associates. We've got our own drinking spot by the tavern. Invitation only. Tell the fellow on the door, Little Serpent, Long Shadow. He'll take good care of you.
Shame we lost so many agents. But the chest is all that matters. Zaris would have our hides if we lost it.
Black Hand be thanked. I didn't think anyone would find us. We'll take the chest back to the hideout. I owe you a drink. Lots of drinks.